Hello, everyone. My name is Raven, and welcome to Raven Gaming Labs, and welcome back to another Gimp tutorial. These have been actually surprisingly quite requested, so I'm back into it. I'm actually kind of happy to be doing it. So in this video, as the title suggests, I'm going to show you how to properly make a seamless texture that does not involve using the make seamless, because I know a lot of these videos that are like, here's how you make a seamless texture in Gimp. They just do make seamless. Terrible idea. But I do want to say that the method I'm using, while you for stuff with patterns or grout, mortar, whatever, like brick, stone walls, some kind of paved floor, all that stuff will require a significant amount of work, and that is not the purpose of the tutorial that I am using today. However, I am going to show you for basically all the other textures that don't fall into that category. So I'm going to make some kind of grass. And I think I'm going to pick this grass texture here. And I'm just going to right click, copy image. And there's a URL to Texture Ninja, by the way, in the description. And I'm just going to paste it in. And then I'm going to duplicate it. And what I'm going to do here now. So if we were to right click, go to filters, map, and tile, and I already have mine set to 4096, but you can put in any value and then save the setting and hit OK. You would see that this really doesn't tile. There's a nice seam. It's very noticeable. In fact, it looks kind of terrible. And if we were to do the same thing, but do tile seamless, and then go to tile again, load, you'll notice that, yes, this does actually, in fact, tile it seamlessly. However, the worst problem with Gimp's auto tile seamless filter is that it creates these lovely little patterns all over the place. Not at all what we want. Now, we could use this as a base and then modify it and, go from there, but we're not going to do that simply because, well, I don't want to. And also, again, look at this. There's not really too much to work with. You would have to really modify this thing in order to get it to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click over here, and I'm going to say add layer mask and black with full transparency. And that'll make this top layer invisible, and we're going to paint on it. The next thing we're going to do is select the other layer below, go to layer, transform, offset, and we'll cut it in half, and then we'll say okay. And I'm also going to apply the offset. So fun fact, if you're using Gimp 3, you have to apply the offset. The non-destructive layer feature is really, really nice, but also can be kind of annoying at times. I'm going to select the hardness 75 brush. You can pick any of these brushes. It's this one right here specifically, but you can just easily modify it. Now I have jitter on, which is fine because you don't want too much. If you have too much hardness, you get, a perfect pixel. And if you don't have enough hardness, it gets it all kind of blurry and mushy, and you don't really want that either. And as for the jitter, I just like it because straight lines I've found don't really work the best, but it's entirely up to you. And you can set the jitter to whatever you want. Okay, and now we want to select our layer mask. This part, very important. And then where there's a seam, we just want to grab it, and all you have to do is just click outside of the canvas and then hold shift and control to, so shift to create a line and control to snap it at an angle. And we are just going to create a lovely crisscross pattern. And from here, we could modify it to where, we remove some stuff. If we want to, that's, it's entirely up to us at that point. I might do that, but I don't think I will. I think what I'll do now is I will merge down, and we'll go to filters, tile. I'm just going to show what this looks like. So it has an obvious crisscross pattern, and it by no means looks good. So now we need to do some actual touching up on this thing. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to go over here, and if you click on this icon here, you have a clone tool and a healing tool. And they're very similar to each other, but the healing tool kind of blends the pixels together. And sometimes you need to alternate between the two. So C and H are pretty common. And all you need to do in order for these tools to work is you just hold control, you click somewhere, and then you can just kind of paint. And that is basically what we're going to do now. Actually, I'm going to switch to the clone tool really quick. And I'm just going to start kind of trying to paint a bit of this all the way. And it's kind of up to you, like what sort of details. I'm trying to get rid of all these leaves. Oops, I need to select the source first. Now, one thing I will say is after you use the clone tool, it can be pretty nice to go back in and sort of just touch over it with the get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. It could be really nice to go back over it with the heal tool. But basically at this point, all we're really trying to do here, and you want to avoid the edges because, the goal was to make it seamless. So our edges at the moment are pretty seamless. The pattern, not so much. But basically we just kind of want to just paint around. The goal here is to just remove the crisscross shape. And sometimes you might, want to grab from somewhere else. Now, also, as you probably noticed, this little circle up here is moving when we move. So sometimes you don't want to do like a long pull, for example, because that'll really mess it up. Okay, and I'm just going to repeat the filter. And as you can see, it's a lot more seamless now, but we have this gigantic, dark spot kind of effectively in the middle there, which we really, really don't want. So I'm going to go ahead and close that, and I'm going to go up to Layer, Transform, and I'm going to do another offset. I'm going to hit OK. And same thing, if we redo our tile really quick, we can see what this looks like. It's pretty much the same. It's a little different, but essentially the concept now is basically the same. We just need to, we need to apply the offset, because if we don't apply the offset, we can't do anything else. Like important stuff. Like, I don't know. Getting rid of, like, can't do the heal tool or the clone tool. I don't know why I struggled to say that. I knew the answer. So now one big problem we're going to have right now is that really, really big dark spot. Like really big. Like, say it's huge. But that's okay. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to hit Control-Shift-F to pull back up the tile, and I'm going to do 2048 by 2048. Okay. So this texture here was 1500 by 1000. I don't really like, it's a really strange resolution for like a grass texture. Not really a fan of that. But now we have this beauty right here. And I'm going to go on ahead and do another offset. And wow, hello, that is super gross. I'm going to duplicate this. And for the bottom layer, I'm going to, okay. Wait, did it actually apply? Okay, I did apply that offset. Okay, super freaky. Anyway, I'm going to add the layer mask. And we're going to go back to our paint. And I am just going to, like, crank this up a little bit. And I'm just going to kind of, like, paint. Gently paint, by the way, I might add. But I'm just going to, like, gently paint some of this stuff away. Especially, like, some of the big patterns and whatnot. Now, we still have to fix the seam issue there. But we'll fix that in a minute. And I'm just going to apply that down, merge it down. It's this little icon down here. I've been doing that for a while. And I will set this back to 30. Because now we're going to go through and we're just going to like slowly. I'm going to crank that up a little bit. Sometimes you don't want a big brush. Sometimes you do. Okay. And I'm going to yoink from over here. I'm going to yoink from here. Okay. And if we do a tile, this process does take a while. You kind of have to figure out, where you have, various where you have like various issues, and you kind of, okay, I don't know why I'm doing that. I want to position it in 0, 0, 0 at 2048 by 2048 second. There we go. Okay, so we want to get rid of this and this. This whole top part needs to go. I think I'm going to do another offset. There we go. Because I kind of want to try to get that dark spot away from the edge. Also, we want to double check and make sure we don't have any want to make sure we don't have any like seams or anything like that. And just gonna like paint that away. Yeah, whatever. Spot's fine now. And you do want to be careful because you can 100% ruin spots. So, be ready to... Okay, that's not going to work. There we go. Maybe I'll grab that, touch that up. Kind of want to get rid of this spot here, so I'm going to hit C to get the stamp tool, and I'm just going to like stamp that away like that. I'm going to do the same thing for here. I don't really like that. Doesn't blend very well. All right, and then I'm going to hit H, and I'm just going to try to blend all of this together a little bit. Yeah, it seems okay. There we go. All right, now to get rid of these two extraordinarily obvious spots, I think what I'll do is I will use the stamp tool. And I'll try my best to try to... Because, like, we really don't want a pattern here. Pattern isn't really what we want. I mean, that was definitely a pattern, and an unnatural one at that. I want to get rid of that completely right here. Just get rid of it. Okay, now I'm going to go back to H and try to blend that in. And same thing here in the center. Now, this is basically all there really is to it. It seems like a really complicated thing, but mostly it's just tedious, like everything else to do with game development. It's just tedious. And there's that beautiful line that's going like straight down. I want to get rid of that completely. There we go. Okay. I still have to deal with this somehow. It's better. Okay. And if I re-show the tile, did we ruin everything? No, not really. Actually, it doesn't look that bad, to be completely honest with you. Okay, so still that center spot really needs to be dealt with. But I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do another offset. And then we'll hit OK. Let me just... no, I think I'll work at it from here. Yeah, something needs to be done about that center. No. Yeah, definitely don't want to put that in there. I mean, to be fair, this is already. I mean, it at very least it is tiling seamlessly, but I think something we need to do is just kind of like punch a hole, kind of like that, and then go to H, and then just sort of try to blend it together. There we go. That way it won't be as annoyingly difficult to deal with. And we'll just repeat the tile. Better. Not perfect, but better. This probably needs to go. This is still problematic, but I mean, again, when you're doing this sort of stuff, chances are, hopefully anyway, especially if you're working at this resolution, you should have other scenery pieces involved. If you don't, then, you know, like you need more things than obviously just this in order to, you know, break up patterns and the like. You know, trees, rocks, all that sort of stuff. Actual grass over top of your grass. You know, the works. I don't really think there's really a lot I can do about this extraordinarily bright and difficult spot. I think I'm kind of doomed with this, if you know what I mean. Because, no, well, I mean, it's coming out a little bit better. But that spot right there, which is, where is that? Actually, where is that? It's not, hang on. No. There it is. It's down here. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of it completely. Now let's try and do like a little bit of real touch-up work there. And then... There we go. The goal is to just slowly and steadily remove patterns, okay? So where in the world is that located? I'm pretty certain it's right there. No. Okay, well, if in doubt, it might be at the top. It's at the very top and the very bottom. Yeah, that makes sense. Goodness me. Okay. Fair enough. Get rid of that. Cool. And then we'll do it again. And that helps actually quite a bit. But I think in order to truly fix this now, we're going to have to do another offset in order to kind of separate it a little bit. And then we'll do another tile just to check how this looks after the offset. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Not too much better, but it's a little bit better. I know this tutorial's going on for quite some time, but I'm just trying to... Oh, wait. Let's apply our offset there. So, let's see. Where do we want to clean up? I think the top and the bottom is still the main spot to, like, really clean up. Just single click and then try to... All right. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Wait, hang on. Yeah, see, there's a Just a little bit of blend right there. Now that's probably going to introduce... Yeah, it did. Yeah, well. Want to do our best not to, as we've encountered, want to do our best not to introduce anything too wacky and wild. Try to see where it's like smudgy here. I'll try to get rid of that. Okay. Better. Yeah. I mean, there's obviously still a pattern, but at this point, I think everyone gets the drift. I mean, it is perfectly seamless. At this point, you know, you could do another offset if you wanted to. Okay, maybe not that way. Let's do another tile just so we can check that it's tiled. And yeah, it's a little better, but basically the same concept still applies. You would just go through until you remove the patterns. So there you go. That's how you create a seamless texture. And as you can see, it looks significantly better than Gimp's version. I'm just going to tile this to 4096 by 4096. Ah, there we go. So we can swap between it. So this is Gimp's version, and this is our version. Obviously, probably still needs a little bit of cleanup. There's some bright spots, but it is not the same interweaving pattern. There is obviously still going to be a pattern. Obviously, you can't avoid a pattern completely. It's just minimizing the pattern as much as humanly possible is the goal. So, you know, probably grabbing the stamp tool and kind of pulling this around. Probably get rid of that pattern a little bit. Plus right here, yeah, probably want to get rid of that a little bit. And repeat. And there you go. It's not as bad, and you just keep doing that until you get what you want. So, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as well, if you guys have any more suggestions for any kind of tutorial, do let me know. There is a link in the description. As well, no, sorry, there's not a link in the description. Leave a comment if you guys have any suggestions for other Gimp tutorials. Sorry about that. Brain kind of frazzled there a little bit. And as I was saying as well, if you guys would like to support this channel, get early access to my videos, or a members only area in Discord, as well as ad-free videos, there is a join button down below, as well as a link in the description. And as always, your support is greatly appreciated, and I will see you all in the next one. You guys have a good one. Hey everyone, thanks for watching Raven Gaming Labs. Thanks to all the members and viewers who make RGL possible. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell so that you can be notified. If you want to become a member, hit the join button or link in the description below. Members get early access to videos, member-exclusive content, and more. As well, don't forget to join our awesome community over at Discord. Y'all have a good one.